Hello, this is Mark. I work at one of the Apple retail store, and please kindly allow me to be your friends. Probably right now you are working or you are driving, you are doing something at home. I see my clips as some sort of audio programs rather than just some sort of reviews from Apple or something. Lots of people kept asking about what exactly is the iPod Touch. Should I buy the iPhone or the iPod Touch? And firstly, let me clarify something. I'll make it short and sweet. iPod Touch is the iPhone without a phone and a camera. And that's it. And I'm going to give you a very short and sweet answer. Don't buy the iPhone 4. If you really like the innovations of touchscreens, I would suggest you go for the iPod Touch 32 gigs. You know what? I've been working for Apple Store for 7 years, and now I've been facing a number of customers throughout the world. The thing is, I admire any of those people who spend their money wisely buying the iPod Touch 32 gigs rather than the iPhones. For me personally, I use the iPod Touch 32 gigs. I think the 64 gig is too expensive. It's not a great value because I can manipulate the things that have downloads on that. So for instance, I've downloaded some game, I've downloaded some movie. I can manipulate things. I can probably delete some and re-download something. So I don't need that much because flash memory is very expensive. Let me clarify even deeper into the detail why. Firstly, there are numbers of iPod in the world. The iPod Shuffle, the small tiny one. That's one that has been specifically designed to fit any of those who are sport enthusiasts. Can be used during a workout because the iPod called Shuffle. So the songs will come out then randomly, so you can properly select the songs. And the next step is the iPod Classic. If you want to carry a backpack and travel around the world, I would suggest the iPod Classic. That's the best one. I've been serving a number of Mac users throughout the world. I've been, talking, and I met a number of those travelers who carry backpack and travel throughout the world. iPod Classic allows you to carry even the whole bunch of television series episodes. You can put the first series, like the first seasons of the series, like Lost or Heroes, from the beginnings up to the end. Okay, but the iPod Classics tend to be broken easily because it's used regular hard drive spinning inside a hard drive 1.5 inch. And then we have come to the Nano. The Nano has video camera. The thing is, I have one Nano. I keep the Nanos in my car all the time because if my cars might get hit by other cars or I might happen to get some sort of accident, I can use the Nano camera because the iPod Nano camera is a very high resolution camera, up to 300,000 pixels, and compared to the price, I think it's incredibly, absolutely nothing. It's incredibly cheap for that camera. And probably Nano has been designed for someone who is like a sport enthusiast, but they wanted to be able to control the playlist because the iPod Shuffle doesn't have a screen. And then we come to the iPod Touch. Let me clarify something. Actually, this is not the secret, but lots of people keep asking me every day whether they should go for the iPod Touch or the iPod 8 gigs or the 32 gig. Let me clarify very briefly. The iPod Touch 8 gig is the older model. It uses a very old and slow processor. So you will see some flickers when you play 3D game like high-end games. Okay, so you get very low frame rates, so the graphic will not go smoothly. Okay, the reason I suggest the iPod Touch 32 gig is use exactly the same processor we found in iPhone 3GS. That why. And in general, if you go for the iPod Touch 8 gig, you want to get the it's called like inline microphones. Okay, so you're gonna buy that separately. But if you go for 32, the inline microphone which allows you to do wide recordings, and it comes with it as the standard configuration. So you will get that rather box. And also, we call the iPod Touch 8 gig second generation, and we call the the iPod Touch 32 gig and 64 third generation, you will get some very useful additional features like pedometers that allow you to count your steps or voice over. Like it allows you to probably you can just hold the clicks or just press and hold the menu button, and then it will inform you about okay the song's names and also the title's name, the album's name, all the stuff. And it supports also the features called voice command up to, I think right now it's 25 languages throughout the world. I can say things like play or pause, something. I think, you know what, to be perfectly honest, as I said a million times, I would suggest to go for regular iPod Touch, 32 gigs. But if you really want to get a very nice ebook readers, you go for Kindle, okay? But if you really need something like a mobile internet device, you go for the iPad, okay? To be perfectly honest, I've been playing a number of games. I've been playing Xbox games, V. I've been playing Resident Evil, Street Fighters, PlayStation 3. I've been playing a number of games. I bought numbers of game console also. If you really want to enjoy playing games, to be perfectly honest, don't play the games on the road, you know? You buy some sort of a very proper made gaming device like PlayStation 3s or Xbox or Nintendo V is fine, okay? So that's the thing. Because initially, I think the iPod Touch specification is truly adequate to play any regular games that has been produced by Apple. Okay, don't get mad at me, because the thing is, I want you to be able to save your money, because apart from any of this device, like for instance, now you got $500 US, and then now you might have to decide, because if you want to spend for the iPad starting at $499, or you want to spend for the iPhone, you can't take both unless you're a millionaire, you're very rich. We don't really have to always catch up with Apple products all the time, because sometime in the future, Apple has decided to release. Now they have decided to release the MacBook Airs, the upcoming MacBook Air. I've seen the prototypes of the MacBook Airs also. Oh, it's pretty fine with the round, gears, keyboard thing. And also, they has released the Mac Mini. You still have, tons of things to go. You might want to buy the Mac Mini with the big screen, Apple Cares, or new keyboards or mouse. Okay. So sometimes I just want you to pause and think before you spend. It doesn't mean you have to, catch up with everything they release. It's not possible that way. Okay. Because nobody really cares about us, honestly, in the world. Sometimes we buy the latest things to feel significant. Okay, that's fine. I got an iPad. I've been facing a number of people working with their iPad and never used them. They never really read the iPad things. For me personally, I've been working for Apple for 7 years. Back home, I never read the things on the road. Came back home, okay, I read news from New York Times, take blogs, all the stuff, Macworld magazine, the things. But I've been doing this before I sleep every night. I don't do all the road. I bought a very expensive gaming device at home, but I don't do on the road. Like, okay, you don't believe me, right? Let me show you. What is this? What is this? What is this? I didn't lie. I bought Xbox. I bought everything. I bought a number of things, but I don't do it on the road. You know what? I just want to contribute this because no one paying me for this. But I just want to contribute more to my friends. Like, okay, you listen to Mark Coubet, you get the right one. You get the right decisions, okay? Thanks for your patience, okay? And have very nice shopping days, and I would be willing to wait for your reply back to me about the result, how you enjoy Apple products, what have you purchased, and you can email at me, mark at gmail or hotmail.com. Thanks for watching.